Okay, in our previous video, we were talking about 6, 4, for example, and we can write this as some factorials. So we learned that this is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3, 4 terms over here, divided by 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, we also learned a shorthand. We are able to write this in terms of the factorials, which is 6 factorial over 4 factorial 2 factorial. Okay, and what is a factorial? Where 6 factorial is actually 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Right? Okay, so if I have a general number, r factorial, what does this actually mean? R followed by the number before r, which is r minus 1. And then the number before r minus 1, which is r minus 2. Okay, and then I will go all the way until 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, take note that this r must be a positive integer. Okay, there's no such thing as negative 2 factorial or half factorial. Okay, so now if I have some number 3, how am I supposed to write this down? Okay, let's look at this example. If I have 6, I write down 6 factorial over 4 factorial 2 factorial. How do I get 4? How do I get 2? 4 came from here. 2 came from 6 minus 4. Okay, so now when I have this situation, some number 3, I am going to write down this number factorial divided by 3 factorial and something factorial. Okay, what is this something going to be? This is the difference between the top number and the bottom number, minus 3. Okay, so if there is an n over here, then all I'm going to do is to write n here and here. Okay, so if you need to write this down, please do so in your notebook. Okay, may pause the video when necessary. Okay, let's move on. What if I have n2? Okay, this will be n factorial over 2 factorial and minus 2 factorial. Okay, some people don't like to write it this way. They want to do it this way. Okay, I can also do it this way. In fact, because the number here n, the number below n2 is actually small number, it's actually quite convenient. N followed by the number before n. I only have 2 terms on top, 2 items on top because it's 2. Whole thing divided by 2 times 1, which is just 2. Okay, let me simplify this. This will give me n squared minus n over 2. Yeah, so this is quite simple. Okay, so now let's say I have some number on the calculator. Okay, let's take a look. I have some number C2. Okay, and it gives me 36. I'm covering the number before the C because some questions are like that. They want you to find this number. What C2 gives me 36? Okay, so I'm going to write this down on my writing paper. Something C2 equals to 36. Something 2 is 36. Okay, I want to find out what this number is, so I'm going to write down n over here. Okay, how do I carry on? I know that n2 can be written this way. Okay, or this way. So I am going to rewrite this in terms of a fraction. This is n followed by n minus 1 divided by 2, giving me 36. Okay, then I will know how to carry on, right? Because I have a fraction over here, so I can simplify this into 72, and therefore n squared minus n, take away 72 must give me 0. Okay, let's do some mental sums. 72 is made up of several factors. I want to get negative n, so probably 9 and 8. So I know that n, take away 9, n plus 8 gives me 0. Right? Because I want negative 72 and I know that I should get negative n. So over here, I will know that n is equals to 9 or n is equals to negative 8. Okay, now how many choices are there? There are 2 possible answers, 9 or negative 8. But let's recall, n comes from here, right? And I can write down in terms of a factorial, and since that is the case, my factorial must be a positive integer. Okay, must be a positive integer. I cannot have this answer. Okay, therefore I must reject this answer. and my answer is n equals to 9. Okay, let's look at my calculator. N is 9. Okay, please take some time to copy this down. If you need to pause the video, please do so. Okay, I'm going to move on. What's the use of knowing this? Sometimes there are questions that require us to make use of this knowledge. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I have this expansion 1 minus 2b to the power of n. Okay, 1 minus 2b to the power of n. And they tell us the coefficient of the third term is 112. Okay, and I'm supposed to find n. Okay, let's copy down this question and think of how to proceed with this. Well, I can expand third term, right? I can expand the first three terms, but that is not necessary because I know for my binomial expansion there is a r plus 1th term, and this r plus 1th term is given by n r a to the power of n minus r b to the power of r. Okay, if you cannot remember this, don't worry, you can always refer to the formula list given to you in the exams. But of course it's better if you have it in your head already lah. Okay, let's put this inside. Coefficient of third term. Third term means this one is 3. R plus 1 is 3, meaning R must be 2. A in this case is 1 to the power of n minus 2, and B in this case is negative 2b power 2. This is my third term. Okay, let's simplify this. N2, 1 to the power of something is always just 1, right? So this thing disappears to become 1. Negative 2b whole thing squared just gives me 4b squared. So far, okay? Now, they tell me the coefficient of the third term is 112. This is my third term. Where is my coefficient? The coefficient is here. So my conclusion is n2 times 4 must give me 112 because this was given in the question. Okay, so what should I do? Get rid of the 4. n2 is 112 divided by 4. That is 30. 112 divided by 4, that is, 28. Okay, then what should I do? I don't know what this is, but I know I can rewrite this as n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial, which is 2 times 1, that gives me 2. 28. Okay, then I know how to carry on from here, right? N squared minus n is equals to 56. And let me move over here. So n squared minus n minus 56 must give me 0. So how do I carry on? Please go and factorize. 56 probably 8 times 7 because I need a negative, right? So I know this is n minus 8 and plus 7. Okay, with that I know that n is equals to 8 or n is equals to negative 7. But because this is my binomial expansion, the n must be a positive integer. This one will be rejected. Okay, so the answer is n equals to 8. Okay, let's look at another example, which is going to be a little bit more complicated. Okay, pause the video if you need to copy these things down. Okay, I will carry on in about 5 more counts. Alright. Okay, so in the next question, it looks like this. X over 3 power n. Okay, again, I don't know what power it is, but question gives us that the coefficient of the third term is 5 over 3. Not a very nice number. Okay, but doesn't matter. I am going to use the r plus 1th term to help me again this time. Okay, so let's write down the r plus 1th term is n r a to the power of n minus r b to the power of r. Okay, let's put in what we know. Third term, that means this one is 3. 3 for this means r must be 2. Okay, so a in this case is x to the power of n minus 2. B in this case is x squared over 3. whole thing power 2. Okay, so let's simplify by placing all the numbers together and all the x's together. So n2 is a number, this 1/3 square is a number, then I have x to the power of n minus 2, I have x4. This thing can be further simplified. Right? Okay, knowing this, they tell me the coefficient of the third term is 5/3. So this thing is 5/3. So let me write down n2, 1/9 is 5/3. So which means I can simplify this by multiply by 9. That will give me 15. Okay, so let's carry on. n minus 1/2 is 15. So n squared minus n minus 30 gives me 0. So this is probably 5 and 6, right? 5 and 6. So let me write down from here because I have no space. N squared minus n minus 30 is 0. So n minus 6, n plus 5 is 0, and therefore n is 6 or n is negative 5. Again, because n is the power of this binomial, it cannot be negative, so I'm going to reject this one. Answer is n equals to 6.